This is a story about Thanos titled, Thanos Wins. The story takes place in Thanos Volume 2, published by Marvel Comics from 2016 to 2018. It was written by Donny Cates and illustrated by Jeff Shaw. In Thanos Wins, we follow Thanos from the future, who comes to the present with unlimited power to conquer the universe. He also brings along Cosmic Ghost Rider, who used to be Frank Castle, also known as the Punisher, but has become a loyal servant and death agent. The story depicts an epic battle between future Thanos and Marvel's heroes and reveals how the world and the universe change due to Thanos' power and ambition. Thanos Wins is one of the compelling stories in Marvel Comics that explores Thanos' character with a unique and intriguing background. King Thanos, the ruler of the Marvel Universe, proudly laughs at the Avengers and even the celestial gods. This happens when Thanos achieves victory. MCU fans know that Mad Titan Thanos is one of the most dangerous villains in history. However, the big screen adventures only scratch the surface of the power and madness of this character from the comics. Thanos is not just a power-hungry conqueror. His madness and desire for control stem from something much weirder and twisted than his quest for universal balance. This obsession drives an alternate version of Thanos to power, ruling a barren land, amassing unimaginable power, and causing destruction throughout the cosmos just to impress the one he loves dearly, Death's avatar. To understand what drives the ancient Thanos toward total destruction, we must go back to the beginning. Some believe that no child is born evil, but they may have never met Thanos. Since his birth, Thanos has instilled fear in the hearts of anyone who sees him, including his own mother. Even his mother was shaken when she saw her son's eyes, which were unlike those of an ordinary human. She named her child Thanos, even though it was a name she had never heard before. If you were to ask his mother where the name came from, she would tell you that a strange cold wind whispered the name in her ear. She would also admit that madness is the only reasonable reaction when someone gives birth to someone who looks like a universal constant or a god. Anyone would be shaken if they gave birth to someone who looked like a god. Thanos was born as a deviant mutant, gifted with great power since birth. However, this power was never enough for Thanos, and he always sought more. At the age of 12, he even killed his own mother. Over time, he continued to enhance his power through bionic implants and mystical abilities. These powers led him to accomplish extraordinary feats, such as collecting the Infinity Gems and wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. With these powers, as we've seen in the films, he was capable of erasing half of all life in the universe, all in an attempt to gain the attention of his beloved, Death's avatar. Thanos has faced the heroes of the Marvel Universe multiple times. In the main Marvel Universe, the heroes always eventually emerge as winners. But in the distant future, evil will prevail. Thanos wins. Today, an anxious Thanos arrives on Chitauri Prime, the homeworld of the ruthless Chitauri alien race. On this planet, the strongest rule in a gladiator stadium. Thanos stands before a cheering crowd, his foot atop the fallen leader of the Chitauri. He thought conquering the Chitauri would be a worthy challenge, but he's disappointed to find the creatures beneath his feet trembling in fear. Thanos wants to know who the king of these creatures is. "I am the king, Lord Thanos," the Chitauri alien responds. "Liar," Thanos whispers, and the Chitauri king begins to plead. But Thanos has had enough. He crushes the Chitauri's skull beneath his foot. "Kings do not beg," Thanos jeers. The only thing Thanos respects is power. A true king has no power if he's so cowardly as to beg. Remember this small detail as the crowd cheers Thanos' name. The Titan does not feel joy. He hopes for a challenge and finds only an empty throne when he sits in the conquered land. The king's servant informs Thanos with a request. Can Thanos stop their ally attacking from the sky as blood starts raining from the heavens? Thanos smiles. Will the challenger worthy of emulation finally approach? Well, we hope you get closer to the subscribe button while we move on to more interesting parts. High in the sky above the Chitauri alien homeland, a fiery figure rockets through Chitauri defenses, including their massive Leviathan warships, with devilish laughter. It's a flame-wielding figure armed with fiery chains and a superpowered motorcycle that tears through the atmosphere. This is the cosmic Ghost Rider, the herald and right hand of the last king, the mysterious ruler who has sent him to retrieve Thanos. The spirit of vengeance comes from the future to take Thanos back with him. Unfortunately, he's quite mad and can't stop talking, which makes Thanos not entirely trust him. He believes Ghost Rider has come as an emissary of the demon Mephisto. Thanos unleashes an energy attack at Ghost Rider as the fiery figure continues to speak, but Thanos won't be able to defeat Ghost Rider as easily as he did the Chitauri King. In the blink of an eye, Thanos is ensnared by Ghost Rider's fiery chain as the Titan looks on in dull surprise. Ghost Rider explains that besides the chain made from Sidoric's bones, he also possesses a piece of the Time Stone, which means that before Thanos can unleash a laser eye blast or throw a punch, Ghost Rider can bind him again with his chain. With his captive bound behind his cosmic Harley, it's time for Rider to take Thanos on a lifetime journey. With a fiery explosion, the two villains disappear, leaving the Chitauri to cheer in relief. Oh, thank goodness. High in the stars, Ghost Rider's cosmic bike twinkles with green energy. Soon, time and space pass swiftly in an instant, until they arrive back on Earth, millions of years in the future. Ghost Rider stops his bike as the fiery chain allows Thanos to awaken and fall to the ground. Now, this purple conqueror is truly angry as Ghost Rider walks away. Thanos calls out to him, challenges him, and says to face him. "Come on, you coward. I'll kill anyone who opposes me." But Ghost Rider simply ignores him and hands the Time Stone back to the misty figure. "I am Thanos the Titan," he shouts. But the misty figure only laughs. Thanos is ready to fight, but unfortunately, as explained by the mysterious voice, there is nothing left in this future that can oppose him. "You've already won." Thanos' eyes widen in shock as he sees his old self sitting on a throne inside Galactus's mouth. And he hasn't even seen Hulk, the king's pet, yet. Thanos rose to power. Although he loved and longed for the eternal figure of death, she never came to him, no matter who they killed, and he had killed so many. This was his greatest tragedy, living forever and never being touched by the only thing he ever loved. To prove himself worthy of death's attention, Thanos wiped out eons and slaughtered all life in the universe. Most people would appreciate a bouquet of flowers or a nice box of chocolates, but death is a bit more complicated. As Earth's heroes grew old and weak, Thanos only grew stronger and more powerful. He fought Captain America and even killed the nearly invulnerable King Thor with a single energy blast. Not even the Avengers or the future evil version of Hulk, Maestro, could stand before him. Thanos fought, Thanos killed, Thanos won. And it wasn't just heroes. Even Galactus, the world devourer, faced Thanos, leading a war spanning centuries against total annihilation. By the world leader's side was his herald, the cosmic Ghost Rider, the only inhabitant left on a ruined Earth. The insane Ghost Rider, much like Deadpool, was once the Punisher, Frank Castle. Punisher joined Earth's other heroes in the final battle for the planet's fate, but as a regular human armed with many weapons, he stood no chance. When Thanos melted Hulk's face, tore Iron Man in two, and blew up Spider-Man, Punisher lay broken and bloodied, dying amidst the wreckage. As Punisher lay dying, gazing up at the sky, he had only one final thought: "I'd give anything to punish that purple devil." And with those words, Mephisto appeared before Frank Castle, offering a deal: Frank's soul for a chance to punish the wicked. However, when Punisher returned to Earth, there was no one left to punish. Thanos had long gone, and all life on the planet had died. So, Ghost Rider spent thousands of years alone as an undying ghost, slowly losing his sanity until one day the wounded Galactus fell to Earth. Galactus arrived and asked for help. If anyone could stop Thanos, it was the heroes on this planet. Unfortunately, the only one left to answer the call was Ghost Rider. After introducing himself and explaining that everyone was already dead, Ghost Rider had one question for Galactus: "Is this real? Because sometimes I get confused." Galactus, convinced as the spirit of vengeance that this was real and that he couldn't stop Thanos alone, had a brilliant idea. He saw an opportunity to finally punish Thanos and offered Earth as a reward in exchange for becoming Galactus's herald. With a combination of hellish and cosmic power, Punisher, once just an ordinary human with many weapons, might have enough strength to defeat Thanos once and for all. Galactus accepted, and Frank Castle became the Cosmic Ghost Rider, a bearer of various weapons, a fiery motorcycle rider, and a ceaselessly chattering madman even crazier than Deadpool. Several years later, the two of them made their final stand. Galactus wielded a weapon the size of a continent and confronted Thanos head-on. However, as he approached, Thanos's hand gleamed with purple energy, and in one sharp energy shot like a knife, Thanos severed Galactus's head. That left Cosmic Ghost Rider as the only one standing against the Mad Titan. Ghost Rider charged at Thanos on his bike at full speed, but the Titan grabbed him with his fist and slammed him to the ground. Thanos approached Ghost Rider with an offer. "I've heard about you, Rider. You defy death. I'm intrigued. Do you think I'm the worst thing out there? I haven't even started. I can't kill you, and you can't defeat me. But come with me, Rider, and by my side. I'll show you more evil than you can judge in 1,000 lifetimes." Judgment was a magical word for someone who used to be Frank Castle. Rider nodded and swore with the Titan. From that moment until the end of time, Ghost Rider fought alongside Thanos, destroying what remained of the Kree, the mighty, and even able to defeat the Celestials, cosmic beings, including the Living Tribunal, the Watcher, and Galactus. Thanos faced the creators of the universe with powerful shots that nearly destroyed a planet. The Celestials fell, and across the remaining creation, there was only Thanos, his pet Hulk once mighty, his servant Ghost Rider, and one mysterious enemy who managed to elude the Titan's reach. With celestial bones and a world-eating skull, Thanos created his kingdom and awaited death. But death did not come. Thanos knew his mission was not yet complete, and there was still one who had to die to reunite with his true love. To do so, he would need help, and there was only one person he would ask for assistance, his younger self. So, the king sent Ghost Rider back in time to recruit his younger self to face the Fallen One or the cause of the fall. After successfully breaking free from the Cosmic Ghost Rider's chains, the present-day Thanos erupted in anger. He first attacked King Thanos and then prepared to destroy the head of the Ghost Rider. The writer claims that Ghost Rider cannot be killed, but Thanos decided to test that claim himself. As Thanos tightened his grip, King Thanos screamed, "No, please." The word, "please," coming from the mouth of King Thanos himself disgusted the young Thanos. "I need your help," King Thanos explained. What could make his own future self so low as to utter such a humiliating word? Perhaps this was not his true future self. Thanos assaulted the older King Thanos, sending him flying through the walls of his palace and crashing to the ground. He unleashed all of his cosmic energy. The younger Thanos leapt into the air and delivered a series of blows to the older King Thanos while asking, "Who are you? You wear that face and title, but the word, 'please,' came out of your mouth. You begged. You're not a king. You're not Thanos." Despite the young Thanos' unleashed rage, King Thanos remained unhurt. He raised his hand and unleashed an energy attack that sent the younger Thanos flying into the air. It took almost no effort at all to prove that he was the true Thanos. King Thanos spoke his original name, a name known only to Thanos and his mother, Dione. That was enough to convince the younger Thanos that he was looking at himself. King Thanos extended his hand and explained that he needed help to bring death back to him in the barren wasteland. The only thing left standing besides the king's tower was a massive statue of the beloved King Thanos. King Thanos explained that even though he had given everything to death, she continued to ignore him. There was one being that still eluded him, the final enemy he needed to conquer. King Thanos brought the younger Thanos to the distant future to assist him in this task. Only then would death be his. The enemy was the cause of the fall, Galactus's last herald, who was still out there and would come to attack the king. Only a few hours later, as the two versions of Thanos fought, the herald announced his presence with a powerful explosion that shook Thanos's tower. From on high, came someone who was once known as the Silver Surfer throughout the universe, but now was pitch black and radiant with divine light. He had honed his powers for centuries to end Thanos and deliver justice. In addition to cosmic power and the strength of Thor, the Cause of the Fall had another weapon in his hands. Behind them was a wave of destruction that engulfed everything. They were a horde of annihilating creatures that once traversed the universe, destroying civilizations and worlds during the War of Annihilation. Now, they served the Cause of the Fall, and all their deadly might was directed at Thanos. The young Thanos, alongside Ghost Rider, fought amidst the onslaught of these creatures as the Cause of the Fall descended from the sky. Even the Titans seemed to be in danger, until the young Thanos asked Ghost Rider to unleash the full power of Hellfire. "You know, I always forget that I can do this," Ghost Rider said as he released his wrath like an atomic bomb. The explosion created a mushroom cloud that rose into the atmosphere. However, on the ground, it seemed like there was nothing left but Ghost Rider and their purple allies. The young Thanos wondered if everything would end so easily. But from within the flames, the Cause of the Fall emerged, announcing that he was still alive with immensely powerful energy, even causing the throne room of the king to crumble. He looked at the two titans before him and issued a final warning. "I don't care how many of you are here. This ends today, Thanos. It's time you paid for the many lives you've taken." King Thanos retorted, "If you could kill me, why didn't you do it sooner? Why did you wait so long?" But the Cause of the Fall corrected King Thanos. "I didn't wait, I worked. I worked towards a goal of becoming worthy." His fingers crackled with electricity, and a mysterious power brought down the Statue of Death with thunderous sounds and lightning strikes. Mjolnir, the former hammer of Thor, flew into the hands of the Cause of the Fall. In a different situation, a Galactus herald with Mjolnir might have been invincible. However, King Thanos made even this empowered hero look like a puppet. King Thanos smiled and warned the Cause of the Fall that he would kill him with that hammer. But the Cause of the Fall remained undaunted. He unleashed lightning strikes and mighty hammer blows upon both Titans and Ghost Rider. The divine force of his blows even toppled the king's tower, constructed from the bones of divine beings. He was even able to shatter Ghost Rider's armor and skull. The Cause of the Fall soon shifted his attention to the young Thanos. Mjolnir glowed with power, but as his attention was diverted, King Thanos thrust his demonic Twilight Sword through the Cause of the Fall's body. However, merely impaling his foe was not enough. He had a promise to fulfill. King Thanos beat the Cause of the Fall until his physical form could no longer contain the cosmic energy within him. As the Cause of the Fall stood trembling, King Thanos hurled the flaming sword toward his younger self. With one final brutal blow, Thanos seized the head of the Cause of the Fall and forced it onto the handle of Mjolnir. In doing so, he fulfilled his promise to kill the Cause of the Fall with the hammer, a punishment that was cruel and sadistic, befitting Thanos's tastes. With the Cause of the Fall defeated, a woman dressed like a bride approached from a distance. The final enemy had been vanquished, but there was one thing standing in King Thanos's way of reuniting with death, and that was the true reason why Thanos had been plucked from time. The power of King Thanos. The power possessed by Thanos from Earth 616 is not enough to rival King Thanos, who has lived for millions of years. When he was still young, Thanos could contend with the power of all the heroes in the Marvel Universe, even without the Infinity Gauntlet. His knowledge of magic and bionic enhancements he bestowed upon himself granted him incredible physical strength and the ability to manipulate energy into attacks from his hands or eyes. However, after years of battles and growth in his knowledge of the mystic and destruction arts, King Thanos became capable of effortlessly killing all the heroes on Earth, and not just killing, but doing so with extreme ease. In their final battle, he liquefied Iron Man into 2 parts. Although Hulk eventually healed, he was later enslaved, tortured, and turned into a pet in King Thanos's prison. There, he consumed the flesh of various enemies of Thanos, even his former friends. King Thanos's power was so great that Hulk had given up hope of freeing himself and knew that his strength was no match for Thanos. Hulk had always taken pride in being the strongest, but now he was just a dog begging to be put down. King Thanos's power grew to such an extent that he could destroy life on an entire planet with a single strike. With his might, he was able to obliterate even the masters of the mighty Celestials. Galactus, one of the most powerful beings in creation, couldn't match King Thanos and had his head severed in a single blow. Thanos also had access to the Infinity Stones, offering fragments of the Time Stone to his servant, Ghost Rider, to send the demonic creature into the past. In addition to his power and energy attacks, King Thanos wielded the Twilight Sword Surtur, a fiery weapon once used by the fire demon, Surtur. With the Twilight Sword, Surtur nearly destroyed Asgard. This was a sword that could melt and cut through almost anything, including heralds of Galactus, even the highly powered Silver Surfer, backed by mysterious cosmic forces and wielding Thor's hammer. And alongside that, he was supported by the entire Annihilation Wave. It seemed like there was no one who could kill King Thanos, which brings us to the real reason why he brought his younger self into the future: Thanos against Thanos. The Battle of Thanos against Thanos. In the battle with Silver Surfer, Death appeared in black attire and a wedding veil, but she stopped at the threshold of what remained of King Thanos' stronghold and stood in silence, observing. Younger Thanos was extremely angry. Even here, at the end of everything, he couldn't embrace the only living being in the universe. "I'm tired of your games," Thanos shouted. "What more do you want from me?" Death smiled and shrugged. "We've given you everything you desired. There's nothing left to be killed." But then, understanding dawned on the Mad Titan. He turned to the king. "I have to kill you. That's why you brought me here." It was never about killing Silver Surfer. Thanos has given everything else in creation to Death, but to truly be with her, Thanos himself must die. Yes, the king explained, but no one was worthy of killing Thanos except Thanos himself. As he prepared for battle, the older King Thanos began to wax poetic, reflecting on his long life and how together with his younger self in these final days, they had rekindled sparks of anger and hatred that he had long let die. He was preparing to offer sage advice to his younger self, but was interrupted by a flash of hot gaze. "Are you here to talk or to die?" Younger Thanos cut in. "No one knows better than a villain that villains just talk too much." With that, the battle of Thanos against Thanos began, and it was a brutal fight. Laser blasts darted back and forth, heads were slammed into the ground, and eyes were rolled as the battle raged on. Younger Thanos unleashed all the rage and hatred he had ever felt towards himself on his older counterpart. Such devastating blows that even Death couldn't bear to watch. Thanos paused for a moment to catch his breath and looked at the king amidst the ruins of his empty palace. Since he first saw his older self, younger Thanos had been thinking of this moment, when the weak and pitiful king would be beaten down and beg him. He wanted to savor this moment. "What are you waiting for, King Thanos?" Younger Thanos asked. "Finish it, kill me," the King Thanos said. Younger Thanos prepared to do it, but as he reached for the king's throat, the older Titan pleaded, "Do it, and it's over, Thanos, please." The word, "please," again, "please," thought younger Thanos. This man is now a king, and kings do not beg. Thanos took a piece of the Time Stone hanging around the king's neck and prepared to leave his older self behind. He promised he would return to his time and change the future so that he never became like his current self. However, King Thanos cautioned, "This is your fate you're looking at. This is your end you're looking at. We can't die. Do you know what that means, Thanos?" King Thanos believed that his fate, always estranged from his true love, was inevitable. But Thanos knew he didn't have the true power to overcome his older self. Instead, he would erase him entirely. King Thanos watched his younger self step through the green portal back to his time and then began to laugh. Finally, he was alone with Death. But as he approached, King Thanos realized that his story was ending, and he would be killed. Death wasn't dressed for a wedding but for a funeral. With his history rewritten, King Thanos and his empty kingdom vanished into nothingness, leaving Death alone to mourn the conqueror of creation who had once been so mighty. In the end, King Thanos couldn't die. The only way to defeat him was to ensure he never existed at all. He hoped that another version of himself could find a way, but ultimately, the only way to end his reign was to make him never have been. We have completed the epic journey of Thanos Wins This story portrays the power, obsession, and ironic twist of fate that influenced the Mad Titan. In the boundless Marvel Universe, even the ruler of the cosmos must face his end. Don't forget to press the like button if you're impressed by this captivating Thanos tale. Leave a comment with your thoughts and theories, and be sure to share this video with everyone you know.